let's get this thing cleaned out because it is filthy in here. Well, we got that cleaned. Now we can really see just how bad the rust has got. It's starting to eat away at my floor a little bit from out here. I don't have anything of this left down here to attach this to anymore. Gonna have to do some rust repair, but I don't quite want to do that yet. I will do that down the road, but for now, I'm just more worried about soundproofing it. I'm obviously not going to touch this area because of the rust. Fixing and being able to fix it down the road, but at least we got a nice solid area to start with. Go and start laying some of this stuff down. This stuff's pretty easy to lay down. It's just whenever you're putting it in, you just got to make sure you get it where you want it. So I want it to be tucked underneath that as far as I can get it. And just like that. Now we'll slowly kind of place it in. That's my radio wire. Get it all placed, get all the corners tucked to how they should be, just like so. And bam, first one's in. So now what you do, just take your roller, you just kind of go over everything. I'm gonna hit all this up here. Hopefully you guys can see that. But it's a pretty easy process. It's just time consuming. And you can see what spots you've hit. These rectangles, they get flattened out. Bam, first mat is down. So this is gonna be quite a time consuming process. Went ahead and got the whole interior soundproofed with some Kill mat. I like this stuff a lot because it's really affordable, and I mean, it's easy, really easy to lay down. So hopefully that'll help with soundproofing it a little bit so you don't hear as much highway. If I really wanted to go all out, I'd take these door panels off and do the inside. And I would also do the headliner to kind of help with like rattling of the metal. But I don't have any more, so that might be something to do down the road. I mean, it's pretty easy to get to, but I went ahead and got the dash just kind of set in place. I haven't bolted it down. It was not fun doing that by myself, but I did get it in. I'm going to order a new dash pad here because this one's cracked. Give it a good wipe down. I think it'll be all right. I kind of got everything set in place. I hooked everything up and I went ahead and turned on the key, and my fuel gauge is reading all the way to full. So I'm wondering if there's a break in the wire somewhere. Might have to do some checking. I know I've had this bed off and I replaced the sending unit and all that, and I made sure the connection was good. So unless it's something like on the frame rail that I'm just not seeing, I did play around with this. This is actually working like it should. It's blowing out of the vent, blowing out of the top, which it never has before. So that is very nice. And what kind of sucks is I can't test out the heat quite yet until I have to have the truck running, obviously, and it is really low on coolant because it's been leaking out of that water neck. I'll actually show you guys. Nothing in there. So yeah, I really need to tackle that water neck assembly and get that fixed. And I did take out my heater core and I cleaned it out and make sure it wasn't plugged. So I need more coolant. After I fix that, then I can test out the heat, and hopefully I have heat, but we will see because we know how this stuff goes. I do plan on replacing this radio. I found a touchscreen with CarPlay that fits in here really nice. I think it'll look good. I mean, this thing's just a farm truck at the end of the day, but I don't know. I mean, it's really inexpensive, and I could save this guy and put it on something else, you know. So we might be doing that as well. Got the steering wheel just kind of sitting in place. I still got some wiring to clean up. I did my cab lights myself. This truck didn't have cab lights. I need to get a new windshield. I don't know if anyone's ever had this problem before, but it's like, I don't even know what that is. Is it from heat? Or, you can see that's cracked there. I really need a new windshield. Got another nice gnarly crack right there. This windshield is pretty toast. So, but, oh, also I did fix the 4-wheel drive shifter. No more slop in it. You can hear it actually engage proper now. But the problem is my 4-wheel drive highlight is not coming on. I did take the dash back out and noticed that the bulb was burnt out. And I didn't have a spare one, so I took the one from the turn signal and put it on. Tried it again and still no luck. So I'm wondering if there's a wire down here that might have got pinched or something like that. But as far as I know, the 4-wheel drive high should be working now, because before I couldn't even find it. It would not click or anything. But now, I mean, you can hear it engage, and then 4 high right there. So yeah, so that's nice. So at least got that going. If you do ever do this, there's like a bolt right here that adjusts like how stiff it is. You want a little bit of slop, so that way you can get it out of the groove that it sits in and pull it down so you can get it into 4 high. Just a little note in case if anyone's doing that, because I couldn't find anything on it. We're at the stage to where I can kind of clean this thing out again, and I can put down my vinyl flooring and at least have something nice to kneel on. And then I would like to soundproof the back here, but probably not going to get to that because obviously I don't have any more, but oh well. But then it's just down to bolting the dash back down, getting the steering wheel completely bolted up, get all my harnesses and stuff done, all my trim back on, and then the interior is pretty much done. Then I can move on to other things like my track bar on the front end that is coming in the mail. Still waiting for that. I think it should be here this Thursday. So by the time you guys are watching this, it'll already be here because I upload every Thursday. Try to. But yeah, there's a little bit of other things I could probably focus on. So I do need to tackle that thermostat housing, but I really don't want to replace the whole water pump assembly. I don't want to do it, but I'm probably going to have to do it. So that's another big project. Okay, went ahead and got the floor liner back in the truck. I was kind of air blowing it out for a while and sweeping it. And I put some rust dissolver on my cab corner over there. Cab corner is pretty much gone. I took some heat to there because it was kind of bubbling up, and then I put my battery on it. Hopefully that'll hold it down a little bit better. But I would put this thing out in the sun so it would form better, but it's -2 out right now, so not doing that. Say we can go ahead and put my pillar gauges back up. Should be good to do that since the dash is pretty well in. And then we could probably put my seat back in here. Kind of got it in place. I got it at least to where it'll hold up so I can finish tucking all my wires. I kind of have a mess of wires back here. And I need to get my fuse box fully strapped down, and these guys tucked nice and neat so I won't have to worry about them poking out and hitting stuff. If anyone's curious, I got a boost gauge and I got EGT. If I didn't already say that, I can't remember. I still need to replace this. Pretty well set back in place here. I need to go get some bolts. Fuse panel mounted back up all nice and neat. Got my gauge cluster bolted back on. It's just kind of like finding out what bolt goes where now. I'm gonna try to make sure I don't have any leftover bolts because I don't like doing stuff like that, but sometimes it happens, so we'll see. Like next, we got some bolts underneath the dash that hold the bottom on that we're gonna get bolted up real quick, and then we should be good. Like we got this main support right here that needs to go on, so we'll get that bolted up, and my data link connector over there needs bolted on. So I still got a bunch of stuff to do, but one piece at a time. So I think I'm gonna replace another part on this truck. It's the headlight switch, because I have my headlights off right now. But if you barely turn it while the headlight switch is off, my running lights are on. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and replace that because I really don't wanna have a dead battery someday. I had my gauge cluster lights working in certain positions, but it seems like the switch is just completely broke now. It should be turning on with the lights out there, and they're not doing anything anymore. I just have headlights. So yeah, I think it's like a $40 part. Yeah, see, I have headlights, but now I have no turn signals or anything. So this is nice. So I think I need to get a new one ordered so we can get that fixed. I think it's like 40 some bucks. Let me actually look here. Yeah, I can get a new one from Car Parts for $40. So that ain't bad. We're gonna go ahead and get that ordered and heading this way, because yeah, that ain't gonna fly. I don't have anything anymore. Must have finally just completely broke. So oh well, add it to the list. We're gonna take a look at this cab light and see what is going on with it. Oh. Well, I'd say I found the problem. Looks like it just completely disintegrated. See if this cab light still works real quick. Use an alligator clip. Okay, so the cab light's fine, but the wire corroded. So this rubber gasket must not have been doing its job too great. So we do need to fix that somehow. I'm gonna have to probably somehow solder onto that so I get a good connection. And because you can't change bulbs out in these, because obviously these are LED, which is what I wanted, because I wanted them to be bright. So that just kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this off because I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna see if I can't find that clip that was on there. It might still be attached to that wire. I might be able to save this and fix it up right, hopefully. But judging by the color and the way that it's just coming off, it seems like it got hot, which is odd because it's LED. Usually doesn't get that hot. All right, quick little solder job, and they're all back working again. That one was a pretty easy fix. I just had to take the wire off, solder the connector onto the part that was broke, and then I just crimped the wire back on. So easy fix.